Hey Commanders fans, today we have some hot news that you can't miss. So before we start, subscribe to the channel, activate the bell to stay up to date with all the news, and leave that like that strengthens our community. Now, without further ado, let's go straight to today's news. Let's cheer together. NFL analyst links Commanders to underperforming All-Pro defensive back. General Manager Adam Peters has gone about his business with equal measure of purpose and conviction since joining the Washington Commanders. The front office leader has completely changed the culture through methodical changes to the infrastructure and a dramatic overhaul of the roster. Judging by how things have unfolded so far, he's the right man for the job. Peters is always looking to improve the playing staff and is adapting to injury issues as they arise. He'll have a good sense of what else is needed before the trade deadline and during the 2025 offseason. The Commanders are also in a strong financial position to make moves if those in power believe they can legitimately compete. That's for the future. For now, the Commanders have some depth chart issues that could hold them back in 2024. They're most evident in the defensive secondary, which lacks the quality and overall depth to neutralize the league's best offenses. Options are relatively limited on the free agent market at this stage of the campaign. Almost all of those who remain come with significant risk attached. That didn't stop one analyst from touting a down-on-his-luck former All-Pro as someone the Commanders could acquire if the price were right. Commanders named as potential landing spot for Jamal Adams. Tyler Sullivan of CBS Sports named the Commanders as one of two potential landing spots for veteran safety Jamal Adams, who recently received his release from the Tennessee Titans. This focused on his previous connection to someone on the Washington staff and his lack of conviction in coverage on the back end. While Jamal Adams shouldn't be viewed as someone who can come in and completely change the bottom line of a defense at this point in his career, the Commanders could use any help they can get. They're allowing 24.2 points per game, allowing a 46.1% conversion rate on third down, and 70% of their opponents' trips to the red zone to end in a touchdown. Beyond the simple need for bodies on defense, Adams has some familiarity with the Commanders' coaching staff. Specifically, linebackers coach Ken Norton Jr. was Adams' defensive coordinator during his time in Seattle. Tyler Sullivan, CBS Sports. Adams was once one of the league's most prolific safeties. That's no longer the case. He's dealt with some troubling injury issues and lost the explosiveness that made him a dominant presence at the height of his powers. He's also a liability in coverage, which makes him a non-starter, if Peters had any sense. This isn't the kind of move that has become associated with the Commanders since Peters took over. Had the previous owner been involved, things might have been different. He loved acquiring big names who failed to make any lasting contributions. Fortunately for everyone associated with the franchise, things are changing. Adams is a big name, but not much more than that at this stage of his career. His bombshell trade to the Seattle Seahawks was an unmitigated disaster overall. Washington could use some help in the secondary, but that's not a viable solution when you factor everything else into the equation.